That was redundant. But dude, this looks so good. Oh my god. Hajime my Giga Chads. Watashi wa Asahiyama's future husband. For those that are new, my name is Giga Chad Taku. I have amateur kickboxing experience. I've had smoker fights. I've been doing kickboxing and Muay Thai for a little over 10 years. I would like to eventually get back into it. I just suffer from like really bad social anxiety. But I really want to do kickboxing when I move to Japan someday. All right, Sigmas, we're back at it today with another Kickboxer reacts to anime fight scenes. I had a lot of fun doing the last one. I think I kind of want to move forward with this series just to see how successful it gets, just because I think it's important as a YouTuber to bring value to people and not just try to entertain them. And I think I can bring great value to people when it comes to like teaching people about fighting. Yeah, let's just see how this turns out. Today we're reacting to Spy Family, where it's Yor versus Loid, and I really wanted to do a video on this. I did react to this episode on one of the original videos, but I think people are sleeping on how fucking good this action scene was, and I wanted to do a breakdown and reaction to it. This is one of the most realistic fight scenes I've ever seen for an anime, and it was done so well, like the way they animated it. I am a huge fanboy, and I'm not just saying this as a Yor simp. Like, this was a really, really good fight scene. I think people are sleeping on it. All right, let's begin. I did want to mention that I did buy the manga for this, and dude, this fucking destroys the manga scene by like miles. If this was done so well, so good job to the anime studio that did this fight scene. She's so hot. That's fucking waifu, dude. A witch. Dude, spinning back kick. So that part doesn't really make sense. He got a cut. Originally, I thought this was a spinning hook kick, and it could have been, but it does look like a spinning back kick. If it was a spinning back kick, I don't think it would have left a scratch. But given the fact there's a scratch, one could argue that was a spinning hook kick. Well, she looks really Asian there. Like more chunky. Dude, she has hands and kicks. That part was the most stupidest part of the fight. Like, you never want to like be on below against someone vertically. Always try to have the high ground, because I can generate more force from above than you can generate from shooting up. So that part was a little silly. But this part just looks so good. I'm sorry. It got blurry for there for a minute. Let's see that again. The part where she throws hands, dude, this is so good. Dude, this is so realistic. The problem with like most anime fight scenes is they make it too TMA based. That's traditional martial arts, for those that know. And I think if like you've done fighting, like real fighting for a long period of time, you realize that like most TMA stuffs wouldn't work. Not to say you should never do TMA, because TMA is what can turn a average fighter that does like a really good, has a strong solid foundation in practical fighting. It's what can bring you to the next level of traditional martial arts. Sorry, I'm going on a rant. What I'm saying is this is what she's doing is like kickboxing with like a little taekwondo, and those are like solid martial art foundations for like actual fighting to use in a fight. That was redundant. But dude, this looks so good. Oh my god. I love how like Loid accepted his death right now. Axe kick. Dude, she's so hot. Jesus, look at yours curves. Dude, Loid got a border. Alright, my Giga Chads. I think it's important when we watch this, you kind of have to slow it down to realize the beautiful martial arts that went down in this. And I wanted to show everyone. Okay, we're going to go by this like frame by frame. But this is proof that I think it was a spinning back kick. You can't see it here, but she takes a right step as she's walking. And then from there... I saw the booty, but being mature for a minute, just a second, see how like her butt is down? That's essentially a back kick. So there's two versions of spinning back kicks. There's the one where it's like a side kick. And there's one where it's kind of like a donkey kick. And you can see by her like butt, it's relatively it's parallel to the ground. So she's shooting the kick forward. It's not going a spin. That's why the cut part didn't make any sense. But see how the foot extends? It's not like a hook where it will slash you. So there was a little continuity error there where that looks like a back kick, but then Loid somehow gets a miraculously scratch. That makes no sense. But it's anime. Who gives a fuck? It was fucking sick. I appreciate how like fast this fight scene was. So there's so much to analyze just because it was really hard to take all of it in because it went by so fast. But let's look at it. She throws some hands, which are really good. Dude, she knows how to box. Let's go. Okay, so what she just did here, she went from a cross to a left switch kick. That's just solid fundamentals of like kickboxing. So for those never done like a kickboxing class before, when you throw one hand, the best kick to throw next is the opposite leg of this hand. So it would be my left kick. And the reason why is when you throw a cross, you're generating more force. You're squaring your body up to generate more force into the next attack. So which would be the kick. Like whoever did the modeling for this was like did a really good job. That's just solid fundamentals. So good. I like also like she never stops like her offense. And she turns the momentum of this kick. So what happens is after she throws this kick, it's gonna plant here, right there. And then she's gonna turn that into a spinning kick. That's like, dude, that's like fucking 500 IQ. You only see some fighters do this, like even in the UFC. But like these are some advanced attacks. And they're not like unrealistic. That was a spinning hook kick. She does it again. So every time a kick lands, she fires a new attack from the new angle. So she throws this spinning hook kick, and now her foot's gonna land here. And instead of just not doing anything, she turns back with that same foot into a roundhouse. This part was the most silly part, kicking from the back. It's kind of stupid, but I don't know. I'm calling it's kind of dumb. It's not realistic, but there's a slow transition to when she stands up. Not miraculously she's standing. This part was really cool. She throws just solid hands. So jab, hook. Okay. Every time I teach people fighting, I tell them the jab and the left hook are best friends. And the reason why, it's really hard to discern which attack will come because they come from the same chamber. And the fact that Yord knows that and does that is so fucking sexy and sick as fuck. So she throws the jab. Also notice like where her guard is. Her guard is relatively low. She's not like up here. And the reason why is when you have your jab like low, it's harder for it. One, because it's underneath your opponent's peripherals. They can't see what's gonna come. But on top of that, the chamber is hidden from what attack can come. So it could be a hook there, or it could be initially a jab. It could be two things. I know I'm nerding out on something so basic, but like this is just really good martial arts, man. Oh, she got some hooks. Jab, jab, hook. It's so funny. She has uppercut. Okay, I was mentioning this in the last video with Ippo, that like uppercuts are rare things to be thrown. One, you can do it when you want to counter them. And one of the best times to try to counter them is whenever you see an opponent try to like dodge a hook or go underneath. That is the perfect time to throw an uppercut. So you can see that Loid is like shitting his pants. So he tries to duck, right? So the left hook usually pairs well with an uppercut. Sorry about the mouse. And since Loid ducks, the uppercut is there. Dude, yours background in fighting is so good. Like this is so realistic. And she follows up with she does a double jumping roundhouse. This root comes from Taekwondo, but it has been used in like kickboxing and Muay Thai and UFC, so MMA. So it's like, this is a fancy advanced move, but it's still cool as fuck to see. A jumping roundhouse. In Muay Thai, they call it the bicycle roundhouse kick. She's just battering the fuck. Dude, I don't even know what that was. Okay, let's see. She throws a front kick. Oh, an axe kick. Okay, that's insane. And realistic, that probably won't hurt as much, but it is a sneaky attack that one can actually fucking use. So she throws the kick up, and then from there, she doesn't put the foot down. So the kick went up. That was a front kick. And then from there, she does like a down angle. So that's kind of like a question mark and a front kick. It's like another advanced move, but she does a spinning back hook there. But that's a really cool crafted move that someone I can actually use in a real fight. She goes to a front kick into a spinning back kick. Okay, the practicality of that move is it's kind of hard to pull off. I guess my only note for that is the way this should go down. A fighter that does something very similar to this would be Kung Lee. He fought in the UFC. He was known for Sandar and San Shou. So you throw a front kick. The only difference here is that she's stationary. The way this would realistically pull out is Loid is backing up. She would kind of back up there. And then as your opponent backs up, that's always the perfect time to throw like a spinning attack. The person best known for doing that is Kung Lee. So look him up. Comment below if you're a Kung Lee fan. I copied a lot of his moves. All right, my Giga Chats. Before I end this, I wanted to do a bonus reaction part when Loid goes up against the KKK, reverse KKK. Okay, this part is cool. For those that are my jiu-jitsu guys in the comments below, look how cool this fight scene was. So there's a smoke diversion. This guy, he's going for a flying armbar. Flying armbar is a high risk, high reward move. The only unrealistic part of this move is that this guy is landing. He's planning to land this way, but when you throw flying arm bars, you usually land in front of them. But the reason why, I mean, it's unrealistic the way this is happening, but the reason why is something fucking cool as fuck. His boy here is doing another arm bar. Sorry, blurriness. They did a double arm bar on him. Okay, so Loid's escape for this was kind of stupid. When you get arm barred, you never want to go like stomach to ground because they will have full leverage on your fucking arm. So this was a high risk reward move. He flips and he kicks kicks both of them like it does a split. But never do that. But I guess it could work potentially in a street fight because in MMA you can't kick a ground opponent. So you have to be more crafty with how you escape an armbar. It could theoretically work, but it could also be really bad. So it's a high risk, high reward move. All right, guys. My last part that I want to show about this cool fight scene was this part. It goes by so fast unless you slow it down, but I wanted to slow it down for you guys. Loid is all bendy like we're watching Devilman Crybaby. And it's so simple, but it's so beautiful to see like a realistic attack. He just goes for a double leg. And he just like, whoop, tosses him the fuck out. But still, I mean, that's not, I know it seems like such a basic thing, but the double leg is like one of the fundamental attacks in combat sports and MMA. In Japan, they call it a tackle. All right, my Giga Chads. Dude, it goes without saying, but that is a fucking S-tier scene. And I feel like more people need to know how amazing that fight scene was. Okay, going by my criteria, I have to remember to rank it. Obviously, you know it's going to get the S. But my 3 criteria for grading an action scene is the martial arts or combat sports that was used, the realism, and then just how epic it was. The martial arts used. Loid, let's talk about Loid first because that was really quick. Loid did a double leg, and that was cool to see actual wrestling techniques used. His jiu-jitsu armbar escape was kind of dumb. High risk, high reward, but it was cool to see those 2 lackeys do double armbar. That's already adding to the score. But this fight scene was about Yor. Okay. The fight scene, the techniques that Yor used was fucking amazing. It was a blend of Taekwondo and boxing and kickboxing, and it looked really fucking good. It was on par. It was a good representation of those 3 different martial arts: kickboxing, boxing, and Taekwondo. The only dumb part was the part where she was on her knees, but hey, not complaining there, am I right? Just kidding, I'm not that cringe. So ranking wise, I give it the 15 out of 10. It was really good. For realism, I give it another 15 out of 10. As I mentioned earlier, the only dumb part was the on the ground kicking up part. That was very unrealistic. But everything about that fight scene was like, whoever they modeled it after, like, they did a good job. The creator did a good job on relying on realistic like fighters versus like silly TMA fighters. Obviously gets the 15 out of 10. And then how epic the scene was, it gets the 15 out of 10. It was so good. The way they animated it, it was like so smooth. Like they weren't trying to cut. They didn't rely on stupid CGI, like computer animated. It was just hand drawn. It was shot with like a super fast frame, kind of like Naruto action fight scenes, and it looked really good. I hope people like will remember this like fight scene. I know I will, just because it's one of the best I've seen in a while. So total score is 45 out of 30. It's clear this gets S tier. I'm not just saying that because I'm a your simp, but this was a really good fight scene. Guys, I had a lot of fun making these. It would mean the world to me if you sub and liked if you enjoyed this video. I might want to do these for a little bit more because I'm also trying to work on another YouTube channel. Check on the link below. It's called Goku Games, my fitness channel. I do want to move forward to like making more content that kind of like serves people. I'm not going to give up on anime reactions. I just kind of want to make more, I guess, uniquer content that's out there. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if there's any anime fight scenes you would want me to break down and react to. I'm open to anything. The only caveat is it should be hand-to-hand combat. It would mean the world to me if you leave me a like and sub. Onegai shimasu.